for the people. Now may I request Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjay Kishan call the Supreme Court of India to kindly deliver his address.
Honorable Justice S. Ravindra Bhat, family members of Justice Bhat, Lalit Moini Bhat, his lovely wife, and Anirudh, my brother and sister judges, current and former, Mr. Tushar Mehta, Learned Solicitor General, Dr. Adish Agarwala, President of the Supreme Court Bar Association, Mr. Manoj Kumar Mishra, Mr. Rohit Pandey, other office bearers of the Supreme Court Bar Association, members of the bar, other dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. We bid farewell today to my classmate and friend, Justice Ravindra Bhat, who has made a significant contribution to law, to this and to other courts. Justice Sripati Ravindra Bhat was elevated as a judge of the court in 2019. As my brother and sister judges would agree, it has been our distinct pleasure to share the bench with Justice Bhat and to benefit from his presence at the Supreme Court. My association with Justice Bhat, however, goes back to our law faculty days, where I had the good fortune of completing my legal education alongside him. Looking at Justice Bhat's illustrious journey as a lawyer and then as a judge, it is quite difficult to choose the finest strands of his time on the bar and the bench and weave them into a farewell address that does justice to his journey from being an advocate on record to a judge of the High Court of the land, to the Chief Justice and to this court. But I'm going to venture an attempt. In one of his lectures, Justice Bhat recollected how we were oblivious to the idea of the Constitution as children, and it was only during our college days that most of us were introduced to the Constitution of India. Justice Bhat brought his first copy after he saw the indomitable Mr. Nani Palkiwala argue the Minerva Mills case. Justice Bhat was so moved that he got his hands on his very first copy of the Constitution of India the very next day. It is safe to say that Justice Bhat shared then, as much as he does now, a profound reverence for this document that grounds our constitutional democracy. It is not surprising that he found himself in the dedicated service of this document for about 4 decades in various capacities. During his career as a lawyer and as an advocate on record, he seamlessly traversed a wide range of practice areas, including public law, employment law, commercial law, and indirect tax disputes, to name a few. He answered the call of duty and hung his robes as a lawyer to step into the shoes of the judge of the Delhi High Court in 2004. As a judge of the Delhi High Court, then as Chief Justice of the Rajasthan High Court, Justice Bhat strived to ensure justice through his verdicts, as also by improving the administration of justice. His tenure as a judge is dotted with many significant firsts. It may seem routine now, but not long ago, the courts, even the constitutional courts, in commercial epicenters, were heavily resilient on archaic models of functioning, and the images of litigants lugging suitcases to courts were common. This was, of course, long before the COVID-19 jolted us out of our conventions. Ahead of his time, in every sense of the phrase, Justice Bhat presided over the country's first paperless e-court at Delhi High Court in 2009. He penned many notable judicial pronouncements touching the lives of the common citizen. He refused a temporary injunction in a patent infringement dispute on the ground of public interest, which he believed was better served by allowing greater access to the life-saving generic drug. He struck down a notification limiting the manufacture and use of an essential drug, mostly used by pregnant women. Long before the 9 judges bench of this court in Puttaswamy recognized the right to privacy as a fundamental right, Justice Bhat recognized the right to privacy of a woman in a matrimonial home. He held that a policy that compels a woman to choose between motherhood and promotion is discriminatory. Reading Article 21 beyond the negative obligation to include a positive obligations towards women, he reiterated that pregnancy cannot be termed as a departure from normal employees' conditions. Notably, he held that the office of the Chief Justice of India is a public authority amenable to the RTI Act. He underlined that the role of the judge in a pluralist society is that of an equalizer. Rights without a remedy are otiose, that the most elaborate constitutional theories evaporate unless they crystallize into tangible rights. In 2009, Justice Bhat had echoed a similar sentiment when he held that it is the judge's duty to not decide cases by dictates of popularly held notions of right and wrong. He held that if a judge were to follow transient popular notions of justice, the guarantees of individual freedom entrenched in the Constitution would be rendered meaningless. The judgment was widely celebrated as a testament to his commitment to the public function as a judge. His efforts to ensure that trials are expedited and prolonged incarceration is frowned upon is for everyone to see. Justice Bhat has time again demanded for stringent laws needed to address fake news and hate speech on social media. In one of the conferences, he remarked that the ease of dissemination has become a double-edged sword, resulting in indirect challenges undreamt of. Therefore, even though information has now become readily accessible, it is more prone to misuse as circulation of the fake news is at an all-time high. At the Supreme Court, Justice Bhatt's contribution includes various decisions on criminal procedures and criminology. He is a part of the bench that allowed Project 39A to access the death row convict. He deprecated in no uncertain terms the practice of delaying the release of inmates who have been granted bail. It is common for rights of citizens to slip through cracks of procedures, careless oversight, or poor prioritization of causes. It takes a sensitive eye, a degree of consciousness about civil liberties, and a will to go beyond judging to do justice where it is most necessary. At the Supreme Court, Justice Bhat has also made significant contributions on the administrative side. Very recently, the Supreme Court Committee on Accessibility, chaired by Justice Bhat, released its audit report on the physical and functional access to the Supreme Court to persons with disabilities. It was first of its kind. The committee has painstakingly collected inputs from a wide range of stakeholders and employed various research techniques to ensure greater accessibility of the court premises for women, persons with disabilities, HIV-positive persons, and senior citizens. As the chairman of the Supreme Court Committee on Juvenile Justice and Child Welfare, Justice Bhat has time and again voiced his opinions of the dismal state of affairs of the child care homes and how the juvenile justice systems are working below their strength. In one of the recent events, he remarked how the vacancies in the child care home were paralyzing the system. His consistent emphasis on need to operate these child welfare committees with full strength or meet the appropriate quorum is remarkable and shows his concern for the future leaders of this country. He has always believed a multi-stakeholders approach is required to achieve the objective of the Juvenile Justice Act. His dedication in inviting attention and oversight to area related to protection of children in the country is noteworthy. I believe Justice Bhat has left the court better than he found them. For that, and for everything we have learned from him, we are very grateful. I wish him all the very best, more time with Moini, play more golf, listen to more music, and travel more places. Thank you and Jai Hind.